Stories are the harsh realities of life. My name is Osadumebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Esther Michael, and it's titled, It's 3:42 a.m. and hunger woke me up. I have never really been a fan of rising with the birds. I like to sleep for as long as I can because my reality sucks. Today, however, it is 3:42 a.m. and I am awake because I am hungry. Yes, I am up and writing this only because I am hungry. I wanted my next story to be about the struggles of being 20 plus and not knowing what to do with your life. But I think these days, I write to stay sane. I write to declutter my head. And today, I just need to get something off my chest. Something being the pains of being born into poverty. Okay. Maybe poverty is me being a bit dramatic and going overboard. But let's blame the hunger. As I said before, I like to sleep. Because you see, in my dreams, I have no worries. In my dreams, I don't see all the things which bother me in real life. When I sleep, I don't have to watch my dad sit with his chin propped up in both palms, staring for minutes on end at nothing, punctuating the silence with deep sighs. I feel sorry for him as I watch him through the little crack on the door. So sorry that I want to walk in and hug him and let him know that everything will be okay. But we don't have that kind of a relationship. So instead, my throat clogs up and my eyes water. Because even though he wakes up as early as 5 a.m. to do his devotion and to speak in tongues which are rumored to be understood only by celestial beings, my little cousin still needed his school fees paid. And my mom was going to be angry at him when she asked for money and he had none to give. She would mutter underneath her breath, but loud enough for my hidden ears and his, about how she has had to shoulder responsibilities which were not hers, and about how she was getting old and needed to rest, about how she was getting frustrated with all the hand-to-mouth way of life we have found ourselves living, and about how all her efforts seemed to be wasted. But she would also say she was thankful for life. She would also say other people have it worse, and that she was grateful to God she hasn't turned into a beggar. My chest would feel hot, like 3 people with rough hands were taking turns to squeeze it, and I would blink back tears because I knew my little cousin's school fees was not the problem. Poverty was. When I'm asleep, I don't have to hear the worry behind my mother's strong voice as she tells my older brother, "Don't worry, Nna. Money will come. Inugo, God will provide." I won't hear the rest of their conversation, but minutes after he has left her room, I will hear her sobbing, and I would wish God was faster in answering prayers. I would wonder why my brother, who had spiritual gifts and who could hear God speak, could not just ask him how to make money. Or better still, ask for a job like all those people who shared testimonies on Sunday. I would also wonder why it was taking God so long to bless the people who served him so much. I don't understand religion. When I hear my mom's footsteps coming towards my room, I would tiptoe back to bed, close my eyes, and pretend to sleep because moments like the one I had witnessed were not the ones people wanted to share. Yes, I wanted to sleep for hours, so I didn't have to watch my sister stare at her last story on Instagram, which told people she would be off for a while. In reality, her social media managing job consumed a lot of money and data, both of which she did not have. My heart would break into a million pieces as I watched her with my side eye struggle with her emotions. She would subtly try to wipe the lone tear which had escaped her long eyelashes, but we both knew I had seen it. I would later ask her why she was staring at the post, and she would say, "Nothing." Even though we both knew it was something, it was this poverty. I would hug her and tell her not to worry, that I was here to make sure she was okay. I would then curse myself for not being a better writer. A writer who got paid decent amounts of money for their work. I would wait until everyone was asleep, and then I would cry. I would cry until my chest felt lighter. And sometimes, I cried till I was light enough to laugh about the complexities of life. I would think about Richard Branson and Blessing Abeng. I was working on a project at work which had me opening their profiles every now and then. I thought about how life might also keep them up at night to cry, but probably not because they were poor. See, I like to stay asleep for as long as possible, but on some days, some unfortunate thing is bound to wake me up. It could be cramps, a nightmare, or that God-forsaken cock behind our house. Today, though, it was hunger. I had eaten the night before, but I guess my body just wanted to snack. And so I walked to the fridge, but found nothing edible there, save for the reminder that I was poor. I felt a lot of things, including anger. Then I picked up my phone, opened the Notes app and wrote a title. It is 3:42 a.m. and hunger woke me up. Esther Michael is a writer who resides in Abuja. She is a graduate of microbiology and has always had a love for books and writing. As a feminist, she hopes to use her platforms to shed light on gender-related issues and other societal matters. You can read more of her work on Medium at Somi Writes, and connect with her on Instagram at Somi Writes, and on Twitter at Somi__. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com, or send me a message at Osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell a friend that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.